Friday, September 5th, 2025, AGNDD intelliReport topic. Parasitic Ant. Please pardon any visual and informational inaccuracies in this entirely AI-generated Wikipedia-sourced video article. Discover the intriguing world of parasitic ants, from evolved pseudo-queens and mimicry tactics to clever pheromone theft for colony infiltration. Among over 12,000 ant species, about 230 are parasitic. The genus Formica has 172 species with more than half confirmed or suspected parasites. Parasitic traits also appear in Acromyrmex leafcutter ants and Myrmica red ants. Standard ant colonies feature queens, workers, and drones, males, plus soldiers in some species. Certain parasitic ants evolve a pseudo-caste of mutated workers with queen-like features, wings, larger eyes, and ovaries, due to a mutated supergene, enabling reproduction. Parasitic ants evolve to mimic host species' anatomical shapes and features for tactile blending rather than visual matching. Their queens shrink to at least 35% of normal size. To imitate pheromones, parasites attach to hosts using mandibles, rubbing on cuticular hydrocarbons to adopt the colony's chemical profile, reducing aggression during infiltration. Hosts often react aggressively. The shampoo ant, Formicoxenus provencheri, uses glossae, tongue-like structures, instead for pheromone transfer. Ant parasitism likely originated 16 million years ago as temporary social parasites. Entomologists debate specific origins, but parasites often closely relate to hosts, per Emery's rule. Inquiline parasitism, nest-dwelling, evolved at least 40 times in the Formicoid clade, with 6 subfamilies developing it concurrently. Temporary social parasitism arose at least 60 times across species, where parasites forego independent colony formation to usurp others. Most parasitic groups are monophyletic. Social parasitic syndrome affects parasitic ant species, leading to exploitative behaviors. Key changes include loss of worker caste, body shrinkage, broader petioles, and smaller mandibles. Queens carry a mutated supergene on chromosome 13 comprising 200 genes, boosting egg production, altering metabolism, and reducing size. This supergene is nearly always inherited. Affected queens resemble workers in appearance, except wings, and are found in genera like Pseudoata and Acromyrmex. Inheriting it renders ants obligate parasites, unable to survive without exploiting host colonies. Parasitic ants exploit host colonies through various methods. A parasitic queen often infiltrates, kills the existing queen, and integrates as a permanent member. Most parasites, except inquilines, eliminate the host queen by direct attack or by killing her worker caretakers. Additionally, some species conduct slave raids, stealing host eggs to raise as their own workforce. Slaver ants are parasitic species that infiltrate host colonies, stealing larvae and pupae to raise as workers in their own nests. About 50 ant species exhibit this behavior, where enslaved ants cannot distinguish parasites from kin and serve them. Scouts locate targets for low-conflict raids, followed by mass theft of offspring. Slaver ants are specialized for specific or related hosts, often close relatives. They can be obligate, host-dependent, or facultative, optional parasites. This rare trait has evolved independently multiple times in ants. Temporary social parasitic ants infiltrate host colonies by mimicking their chemical profiles to avoid conflict. The parasitic queen kills the host queen and lays her own eggs, which host workers raise as their own. Species like Polyergus breviceps queens depend entirely on hosts for brood care. Over about a year, the host population dies off without new eggs, replaced by parasites. These parasites are temporary as they become independent once the new colony is established. Megalomyrmex ants, known as parasitic guest ants, are social parasites that infiltrate colonies of fungus-growing ants, consuming their food and brood. Species like Mysium adamsae, Mysium mondibora, M. semiticus, and M. wettereri exploit hosts lacking soldier castes and with weaker mandibles. Unlike mimics, they use alkaloid venom to subdue the colony, reducing resistance. This venom deters external ant threats, leading hosts to tolerate the parasites despite the harm, as it provides indirect protection. Inquiline ants represent the most extreme permanent social parasitism in ants, with about 100 species. These parasites coexist peacefully with the host queen in her colony, relying on host workers for care since inquiline queens are workerless. They practice polygyny, with host males mating both queens. Parasite eggs divert resources, reducing host fitness, while inquiline brood are reproductive. Most follow Emery's rule, being taxonomically close to hosts, same genus or family, distinguishing them from temporary parasites. Polygyny may have originated this behavior. Rodeo ants, a rare parasitic species of Solenopsis, fire ants, infiltrate host colonies by attaching to the backs of other ants, typically queens. They clamp onto the thorax and mimic host pheromones to avoid detection. As all rodeo ants are queens without workers, the parasite lays eggs alongside the host's brood, tricking the colony into raising her offspring. These ants are found only in Texas, USA, and are the least common parasitic ant type. Ant parasitism impacts host colonies variably. Slave raids deplete workers, risking collapse. Temporary parasites cause population decline as their offspring supplant hosts. Parasitic queens contribute nothing, diverting resources to their brood and weakening host workers. They may de-wing potential queens. This sparks an evolutionary arms race, with hosts developing defenses. Some parasites release Dufour's gland toxins to incite host infighting for easier infiltration. Permanent parasites' chemicals alter host genes and behaviors. In parasitized host colonies, resident parasites actively defend against raids from other colonies. They release alkaloid venom to deter potential attackers and employ violence to repel or kill those ignoring chemical warnings. Raiding scouts can detect parasites, often preventing raids from starting due to the added risk. Key reviews by Alfred Buschinger, 1986-1997, Bert Holdobler, 1990, and Edward O. Wilson, 1971, catalog social parasitism in ants, listing parasite-host pairs. These include slave makers like Polyergus rufescens, host Formica spp, guest ants like Formicoxenus natidulus, host Myrmica spp, and inquilines like Teleutomyrmex schneideri, host Tetramorium caspitum. They highlight evolutionary adaptations in over 200 parasitic ant species exploiting host colonies. In the intricate world of ants, parasitic adaptations reveal nature's cunning strategies for survival and infiltration.
Thank you for watching this AGND intelliReport, dear viewers. Please like, subscribe, and click the bell button to get notified during new uploads. And make sure to tune in next time. Stay safe and healthy. Cheers.